Hello everyone, myself Krishna Mounika. So I would like to take this opportunity to discuss about the experience which I had with Vizag Volunteers. My mother has recently undergone a surgery and we were in need of a couple of units of blood. So it was the very first time which we had contacted all the doctors and all. So we were taking second opinions about the thing, and it all happened in a very sudden way. We were not understanding like what exactly we need to do, and the doctors were suggesting to step into the surgery immediately because of my mother's need. So we were in an urgent need of 2 to 3 units of blood, and we were searching for different donors among our groups and like other social media things within Vizag and with other various different contacts which we had, and we were like not fruitful during that process. Like we have like personally I have approached several blood banks and I've contacted what would be the process which we have like to get the blood. Everyone were insisting to provide a blood donor initially, then they would provide us the blood units. Like they need a blood donor immediately to provide us the blood units. But we were in a search of the blood donors parallelly, but unfortunately we couldn't get blood donors immediately at that time. Luckily through some communication media, I'm not sure like how it went to the Vizag Volunteers team, but at this moment I'm very thankful for that, because I have been contacted by a volunteer from like the team member from Vizag Volunteers team, and the moment they have contacted it, I felt it was like very thankful, and God has sent us this person to understand a problem at that moment of time. And I have explained all my requirements to that person. Like he has provided me few suggestions like what would be the process. Like I was like very vague. I'm not sure about the entire process at all, and the person who has contacted me, he explained me like how the process would be there, how we have to reach out to the blood bank, how we have to collect our samples, and what would be the process in between. Like we need to provide the sample, like the initial sample of my mother's blood, and like we were in a need of 2 to 3 units, right? So I couldn't get it from a single blood bank initially. When I tried, I have to pick it up from 2 to 3 different blood banks by submitting 2 to 3 different samples, because for every blood bank we need to provide a sample so that I could get my unit collected. So I have to provide several different samples for that. Like for 3 units I have to provide three different samples, because there is no donor for me, and the limited amount of the limit would be only 1 unit for a particular requirement from each bank. So at that time my mother was very weak and we couldn't provide like multiple samples for each unit, and we were like very tense at that situation, because we were not sure like what is going to happen and how crucial the surgery would be. And like the doctors, you understand, right? Like the doctors would not be explaining us like what would be the situation to arrange it beforehand. They would be immediately pointing it out us to bring this, and we have to arrange this. Like we were insisting the doctors like to check among their groups, like they'll be having several different contacts so that they can arrange. But they were like insisting us, and it's a corona time as well, and there is a lot of scarcity of things like all the medical needs and all as well. And by somehow we got contacted with Vizag Volunteers, and the moment they have agreed to provide the units of blood with 1 sample and all, I really felt very happy, because at that time we thought it would not be possible without a donor. So they have guaranteed us like the donor would be required, but at not the immediate point of time. We would assure like the blood will be reached to you without any issues. So the moment I have listened to all those words, I have felt very relaxed, because I was in a panicking situation, not understanding anything. There's a lot of chaos happening around my head. Like we were switching here and there, checking all the things and all, and doctor was continuously insisting like without the blood they could not go forward to the surgery, because it requires lot of blood for the surgery. So the moment I have contacted Vizag Volunteers, and the day which I have when I went to submit the sample to the blood bank, I was like literally surprised, because it just took me only 5 minutes to collect the units from the blood bank. The process which they have done at the background, it was like very dedicated. Like I have only personally submitted the sample and the form, that's it, and I have collected the units of blood without any further process or without any wait. So the team is organized in such a way, I could say that the team is organized in such a way, like it happened very smoothly. Instead of no wait time and no other processes and no other formalities which I have to complete. And I could say the other situation as well, like during the surgery process, like the initial requirement was only two units for us, and that was arranged, and we were like very happy that the surgery is undergoing very well. But in the middle, like some seriousness happened in the middle, and they have to undergo the surgery with 2 more units of blood. Like the blood requirement was like very urgent at that time, and I immediately contacted the Vizag Volunteers team again, and they haven't insisted me like talking about the donor or any such, because I already took 2 more units, two units before, and I haven't submitted any donor for that. But still they have stepped forward. They asked me what exactly the requirement is. Like they have immediately arranged, like by the time I have moved in from the hospital to the blood bank, I already got the 2 units arranged, and I could hand it over to the doctor at the proper amount of time, so that the surgery didn't get delayed. So I could say like this process was like very transparent. The dedication the team has, and the way they organize the things like with ease, and how they have interacted and communicated with us, and also they educated us. Like they have continuously questioned us, like what would be the requirement which you have, please ask the doctor, like whether you need the live donor or the reserve units, do you want to reserve the units, or what exactly the amount of units which you require. Because they have seen across different situations or scenarios, I could say, wherein the blood has been reserved like for safer side, but that hasn't been used for the further process, which usually gets wasted it will not reach to any other person, and it would be a waste. So they have insisted us to check how exactly they wanted us, like whether it's a live donor or the reserved ones. So all this way, like they have educated us, they have made our journey very smooth and transparent. And to quote my experience, so I have personally been into this volunteering team after getting inspired from all this thing. And last week we had a blood donation camp which was conducted by the Vizag Volunteers team, and I have personally visited that, and I have been a part of that volunteering group, and I really felt very happy the process they have done. Like from the point they have arranged the things, how they are organized, and how they are interacting with the people who are coming, and like how they are educating people. Like they are not just connecting a blood bank, but they are creating awareness among the people that the amount which they have contribution which each individual is doing right now at the moment, it would be saving a lot of people's lives really at the crucial amount of time. We will not know like how we can extend a helping hand to the people, but this is how the platform is. If you are really very interested, and if you want to explore more things, I would suggest Vizag Volunteers is the right platform to showcase your interest into this, and to extend your helping hand so that you can serve the people in a good way. That's it.